Hello and welcome, dear human family, to a video update here on this channel. And today I'm going to do something different, which is always good. Doing something new, for then new outcomes can manifest. And what are we here to do but experience something new and transform life? And that's why today I'd like to recommend and endorse a very, very good course that helped me along my journey. Because as you may well know, those listening to this channel and watching the developments unfolding with the Gnostic takeover, I was at court last month, and in preparing so, and I already knew how the setting was placed, so for all of us who have delved into what law and what natural law and the natural order is in comparison to what is called man's law, I knew that I was entering a facility that is run under legalese, and law only applies in those facilities, true law, when one expresses it. You only have freedom, and you're only free when you act freely. Okay? When you complete the Trinity process, as I always like to say, of alignment with thoughts, emotions, and actions, so that your actions and your behavior is in alignment with the principles of freedom. And to bring your law and your understanding into court, principles, that you live by principles and apply those principles in your life, including at court, to bring that law into that facility is something that I learned in this course. And I'd like to use a few slides here also to give you a little bit of a feeling what this course gave to me. And here we go. The live stream, where more will be unveiled what this course is all about by Greg, one of the masterminds of this course. That live stream will happen on the 26th of August, which is this Thursday, and all the details are going to be in the description below. So I can only highly recommend to take part in that, to get a sort of feeling maybe that is also something for you. And I'll tell you now why the essence of this course is so important in these times, and maybe this will spark something in you, because I only promote things that I myself have experience of also, and that I really see value in. Okay, I've never done this before, and that's why I'm doing it for the first time today, because this is next level information that is contained in the Sovereign's Way. So, as I said, I'd like to use some slides to portray to you what this course meant to me. So, I would like to take the time now to credit John Lamb-Lash, the Gnostic teacher, and I can recommend his channel also. Go on to John Lamb-Lash, will also be in the description below. He's the author of Not in His Image, and I have been studying a few of his videos again lately, and one of the notions that John uses that I find absolutely to the point is the Soviet regime. Yes, the Soviet regime that we're living in. It's worldwide communism together with technology for the purposes of control, and they're rolling this agenda out. And we then have a choice. What choices do we have? We can take two directions, basically. There's a choice to be made, and there's two prime choices we can take. One is to cry about it and to engage, as is shown here, on the worldwide stage of drama. As William Shakespeare also said, all the world's a stage, and then we can totally play that role of drama. And I drop into that too, okay? I'm no stranger to that. However, the other choice, okay, that's the worldwide stage of drama, also epitomized by victim-perpetrator mentality and psychology, in which we are the victim of this Soviet regime, when we're not. In a holistic worldview, we are neither victim nor perpetrator, because if you are the victim, you create the perpetrator, and we do not wait for the savior. So this is a part of life, to be sick and tired of all of this. I go through this too. However, we need to get to the other side. We need to get to the other side and see it for what it is. Yes, we live in worldwide communism under technocracy right now. However, we're the ones who can change it. We are the ones that can change it. Who else? We can't wait for the savior. That's a religious program, and that is based on hope. We can only build ourselves up step by step and learn what true sovereignty is really all about. Because the whole Soviet regime didn't just come about just like that. It was created in the years before it happened. And what has happened is that we've been governed by foreign authorities. We've given our power away to foreign authorities. Oh, we let the politicians do what they do because, oh yeah, they'll get it right eventually. And one failure after the other continued to happen, and now we're in this stage now. We need to take the authority back, because who's the author? Who is the author in your life? And yes, anger will come up. Sadness will come up. That's clear with the horrors that are happening in this world. However, we chose to be here. It looks like we have much more inside of us, much more power to deal with the situation. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. It is what it is. Okay, now we have to get on with it. And the quicker we cross over to this other side, okay, away from the drama portrayed here and screaming at the authorities, we don't want that, you bastards, you're the ones destroying us. Well, if we are the ones who can change it, then we also on some level caused it. And that means we have to take full responsibility and go over to this side. Cross from here, the drama, onto this side and become sovereign. That is something We need to learn. This is a long-term choice that we make and a long-term learning experience. That's why I have this channel here, and that's why I share a lot on this channel here, because I myself am also going through difficulties, because guess what? I'm not Mr. Know-It-All. And I think if we share our experiences authentically, then we can move on together. There's another choice, another aspect of the worldwide stage of drama, which is there's nothing we can do. And that's represented by sadness and being down. You can be down for a day, you can be down for a few days. However, remember that for some reason you exist in this world, and for some reason we are here, and we can remember that we came here to do this. The greater the suffering, the greater the success is going to be. And it's not true that there's nothing we can do, because we can change it. All of creation, the beauty that you see in nature, is not there for no reason and for us to be tortured. That's why I recommend the Sovereign's Way. This course really, even though I have already done a lot of reading, a lot of research on the importance of understanding the nature of the prison that we live in, which deals with our psychology and our perception, how our perception is programmed to think, to make us think in a certain way, which disempowers us and makes us give our power away to those who like to parasite of our energy. However, never before have I seen a course that has a lot of different levels to it. So not only does it go into the law and the principles of law and how it's run in a profound way, it also goes into it in an understandable way. Understandable for any individual, because the individuals that created that course, they talk from their own experiences. That's the beauty of it. And they went through according to, and one can feel that they have a lot of wisdom when it comes to the experiences with courts and with the law, and that is so valuable to listen to people who've actually had hundreds of court cases, and to then hear their wisdom and bring that message forward, which is what we're here to do as human beings, to help each other and to navigate through this maze that we're in right now, in which we don't want to be enslaved. And as I'm going to explain also, one of the primary ways that we're enslaved is through the application of law, which is not law, it's legalese. It's contract based, and it's gone even beyond the contract, because legalese implies consent. It implies, oh, no one has said no, so therefore we can move on, and we just basically decide what is law. But they can only do it if we stay silent. And in times where the breathing of oxygen is becoming criminal, we might need to take a look at that. And that's why this course is a true blessing, because not only are you going to be taught in an intellectual way, at the end of every lecture, and I think there's 10 lectures, I'm at lecture 4 right now. At the end of every lecture, you get exercises assigned to do, like writing notices. This is a way of expressing your sovereignty, writing notices, as you know from me, the notice of liability approach, and this is what is taught in there also. And there's only so much that I can share with you on this channel, and I do all of this for free, as you know. And by participating in the Sovereign's Way, as I also share this openly with you, because I only promote things that really also help me and that I can wholeheartedly recommend if you choose to take part in this course, which is going to be the fee is going to be reduced for you because of this special event that was created by Josh Del Sol. You would also give support to my operation, which, as you know, is dedicated to the Gnostic takeover, and which has, when you see my last video, has a new step along the path, which I will explain in another video. But what I wanted to say here is that you would also give some much needed support to my work if you were to sign up for the Sovereign's Way course. And I'm not someone who talks people into something because I want to earn money, because otherwise I wouldn't be how I am, sharing all of this with you for free, because I find it important to give people access to information for free in these crucial times. That's one of the signs of the new paradigm. However, when there's a program like the Sovereign's Way, a course that takes a lot of time to set up and a lot of wisdom, we're talking about decades of wisdom contained in this course, the price that they charge for it, and you can also pay in rates, is outstanding. And as I said, it's very important for these times, in times of the COVID regime. And that other path to take, the choice of living in freedom, and as I say, freedom is not something that's guaranteed, okay? You're only a free human being when you act freely. And this choice comes with responsibility, something we often talk about on this channel. And this is what is very powerfully explained in the Sovereign's Way. And what I like about this is that you build up confidence, because it's 10 lectures long and you get exercises assigned. You've got a regular interaction happening on this course. You can also, you can also join the Telegram group of this course and interact with other people. And this is also something that really pushes your development further. The regular interaction with this knowledge and the choice of becoming free and being free, which is all about building and anchoring a new vibration, a new energy within your being, which can be explained as building up confidence, building up self-worth, building up trust within your own being, which then makes you take more responsibility. Why? Because your ability to respond to any situation is much stronger, much more powerful, because you've interacted with information and knowledge that makes you build your confidence, and makes you more of a sovereign being. And that's why this course is absolutely amazing, because it makes you stand in that sovereignty more powerfully. This is the biggest lesson we have, that we can have. And that's why it's good to see what it looks like, the Soviet regime. And it's only just started, okay? The quicker we become sovereign, the quicker we are getting rid of this, and the less drama we have with it. And that's just one of the avenues, this course, to strengthen what is basically a learning lesson. Okay, when we go out of the victim mentality, it's a learning lesson, what we're going through here in the world, of which at the end we'll get the learning lesson and we'll put on the corona, the crown, and we'll be so happy that we've gone through this and become stronger human beings. You see, we as human beings, because we've been so lulled into our comfort zones, and through the decades of programming, if not centuries of programming, it's so embedded in us that we want things to be comfortable. However, it looks like we only learn once we suffer. And then, once we start to suffer, the question is, how long do we want to suffer? And when we know what the learning lesson of all this is, and when we know that the dark force has to leave once we get the learning lesson, this is how creation works, and this is what the dark forces, from a different perception, is there to do. The quicker we end that suffering and decide to go the path of sovereignty, the less we have to suffer. What this course also teaches you is to disentangle, to get out of the entanglement of these manipulators. The energy that we are connected with, this dark force, which comes from a state of victimhood. When we stay a victim and think there's nothing we can do, this is a trap, and I fall into it sometimes too still, but less, much less than years ago. Okay, so remember, I'm going through this too sometimes, but this is the mind virus, that there's nothing we can do. These are manipulation techniques, okay, and it's learned helplessness. That's what perpetrators want us, is the state that they want us to be in. And these manipulation techniques, we can free ourselves from all of these ties. You see these strings attached? These are energetic ties. When we stay a victim and refuse to be and act the sovereign creator being that we are, if we refuse to act upon that, we stay in a state of victimhood, and those strings representing energetic ties to the Soviet regime and the dark occult overlords in the background stay, and we do not learn the learning lesson in all of this. So we can be down at times. However, as Paulo Coelho said, life is falling down 7 times and getting up 8 times. Everything else, as I once said, is suicide, eventual suicide. So that's what this channel will always be here for you to do, is never give up. Never ever give up. And we can have times where we're down, but we need to get up again, okay? And this is the manipulation techniques. That's why it's so important to know about law, because what we're most taught And what's so deeply ingrained in us is the fear of punishment, which is one of the manipulation techniques. How do they punish us? Through monetary penalties, charges, and to learn how to engage with that and to stand your ground and know that you don't have to pay anything if you have not harmed anyone with your actions. You don't have to pay anything, and you can stand up to yourself. It gives you, this is what increases your confidence. Okay, we get beyond those manipulation techniques of punishment, which we were taught as children, and we can stand up to the tyrant, and then the tyrant has to leave because we got the learning lesson. The learning lesson in all of this here is to become sovereign human beings and wear the crown instead of being crushed by the crown. We have to remember that these Satanists are ancient master psychologists. That's what they are. Okay? And they use methods of manipulation to get the better of us, because they only get their power through making us come to their threat and giving away our power to them. Okay? And what this course helps you to do is align the mind with truth. It's what I liked most about this course, and I also got to know Greg on a more personal level through a few interactions. And I can say, and you can feel also when you listen to the video content, that they're very genuine human beings, and they're talking from their own experiences. So if they went through all those experiences, hundreds of court cases, they did all of that to gain that experience. And as Greg explains in the beginning of the course, he was out to find out what it means to be free, and that's what he experienced, and now he's sharing it with the world. Very powerful knowledge. And that's what aligns the mind with truth. And when the mind is aligned with truth, the confusion leaves and clarity settles. And when clarity, for me, clarity is what freedom is. We can see clearly, and then the energy can flow properly through us. And this changes our experienced reality. This is a video that I'm gonna do very soon also, that is gonna continue talking about how law interacts with reality. That's what these ancient psychologists and mind manipulators using manipulation techniques, that's the real reason why law and law reversed is the wall. That's why they hide behind the wall of legalese, man-made law, which is going more and more into criminal law. That's why it's important to know that, how you can stand up to yourself and how they can't get the better of you when you know about that. And this law matrix all interacts with the manipulation techniques that they use when you were a little child, and the fear of punishment. That's why I like to connect the dots. That's why we were taught at school that when you do not do what an external authority demands of you, that you will be punished. Punishment, that is a manipulation technique that is very effective, and things are very simple. And what it basically, when you come out of school and you live in this world, that's what's represented. The same principle of punishment is then represented by law. That's why most judges really are imposing law on other people, and a lot of judges are Satanists, by that definition, that they impose their authority on others, but they can only do it when you yourself have not self-actualized and realize that you are the authority. So that law matrix, as I said, aligning the mind with the truth, makes you realize what this law matrix is all about, which is what you learn in the course. That law matrix and those mechanisms then run as programs in your mind, basically making you succumb to an external authority and not self-actualizing and living your authority as you learn in the course, bringing your law with understanding of the true workings of law, of the natural order, and how this system really runs, bringing your law into any institution. That then changes your experienced reality, because the mind is the bridge between your internal reality and the experienced external reality, something that I'll get more deeper into the next video that I'm already producing now. And realize that we live in a hermetically sealed, contained reality that's run under the principles of the natural order. And breakdown is breakthrough. This is the holistic view of reality. So in our dualistic, good and bad perceived reality, where things are dark and the other is light, and we want more and more light, we want good experiences, and I don't exclude myself from that. And we don't want bad experiences. No, we don't want that. However, when we know from a higher level perception that everything serves a learning lesson, good or bad are just different sides of the spectrum. They're opposites. However, these are all learning lessons, and breakdowns are breakthroughs. Realizing that makes you realize that it's good that the COVID regime is here now, because it makes everything break down what has happened before. However, we need to learn the learning lesson that the world has been in chaos ever since we got into this world. People have been treated unfairly all around the world, except in Western countries. We've lived relatively freely since the Second World War. However, now we can face the situation we find ourselves in and break through the prison that we've been living in all this time. And that's what the sovereign's way, this course helps you really to do. It has really strengthened my foundation in an amazing way. And I'm still going through this course, and I can't wait for the other episodes to happen, because the more energies, the more you get the learning lesson, the more you ground those new energies of the new paradigm in your being, the more it will be reflected in your experienced reality. It's a long-term process, and sometimes we become a little bit too impatient and delve too deep into the drama. And it's important that people share information of what's going on under the COVID regime. However, just staying stuck on that level is not going to help us any further. We're in this together, and we're in this for a reason. So breakdown is breakthrough, and this is when we get to the new paradigm. I want to end this video with a message for the next video, which is going to be fascinating, and I'm working on it already. So stay tuned. In the next few days you're going to have a new video. this is what my new project, no, the next step of my project. Okay, my project is taking the planet back. Think big and you might just end up doing it. The new paradigm is a bridge. There's a bridge between the old paradigm and the new paradigm. And most effectively, you get to the new paradigm, which is a flowing way of going there. Okay, you flow into the new paradigm. And the question I like to give at the end to you to ponder upon is, when do you know that you're living in the new paradigm and living in a new reality of the new paradigm? When do you know you're living in the new paradigm? When you know what ended the old paradigm. When you know what ended the old paradigm, you're already in the new paradigm. And that penny needs to drop with every individual. And this is the theme of my next video that's going to come. To live in the new paradigm, I have to know how the old paradigm ended. And it has to do with responsibility. If we are the ones we've been waiting for, and we're here to self-actualize each other, help each other along this awakening journey, awaken from this nightmare dream that we've been dreaming, we need to learn what ended the old paradigm, and it was ended through taking responsibility. And it's our ability to respond. So whatever happens on the world drama scene of the COVID regime is an input. However, what's our response to that? That is always the only thing that gives anything power, is always our response. And that response is really powerfully aligned with truth by delving into the course of the Sovereign's Way. That is next level stuff there, and I can only say I couldn't have done it the way they've done it. They specialize in what they do, and I really recommend you to take a look at what it's about on Thursday, free of charge. Okay, just see how it resonates with you, and maybe you'll then join the course. If you do so, you'll also help someone out who puts all of this content together for free, and that would be of great help. However, you feel into yourself and feel if that's something for you. I try to give you a little bit of a background why I think this is important, because it's all about sovereignty, and living in freedom comes with great responsibility. And to come into the new paradigm, you need to know what ended the old, so know how they trapped our minds. It's through law, which represents a manipulation technique of punishment. It will punish you if you don't obey. Well, we don't have to obey, because we're the author of our world and we're not giving our authority away anymore. And that's the powerful knowledge contained in this course. And this is a long-term project, and that's why we help each other, and that's why I like to share this with you, because it would be of immense help to you also, as it was to me and continues to be for me. Alright, I wish you a lovely day. Speak to you soon again. Bye bye.